Israel's Prime Minister says he wants to fire the head of the country's internal security agency, Shin Bet. The announcement comes as it conducts an investigation into aides of Benjamin Netanyahu for allegedly receiving payments from Qatar. Netanyahu has had Shin Bet's head, Ronen Bar, in his crosshairs as distrust grows over who bears responsibility for the October 7th attacks. We can now go across to Noga Tarnopolsky standing by in Tel Aviv. Noga, Netanyahu doesn't have the constitutional right to fire the head of the Shin Bet. So how can he go about doing this?
That's right. Well, he's trying. He's trying. And in fact, I can give you breaking news, which is that Carmi Gilon, a former head of the Shin Bet, and a group of other former top military and security officials have just accused Netanyahu, and I quote, in a public letter of, quote, acting like a dictator to fire Ronen Bar. So there's a gathering opposition to this move by Netanyahu. According to Israeli law, the cabinet can make such a decision. But in the entirety of Israeli national history, in the entire history of the country, no government has ever fired a sitting incumbent head of the Shin Bet. This is an independent security agency. And this agency is charged by statute with protecting the institutions of Israel's democratic regime. So this is being viewed as an attack against the institutions of the state, and the Attorney General has determined that it's an illegal effort. We'll see how it develops.
And Noga, what does this ongoing rift mean for the current ceasefire talks, negotiations that are going on right now?
It's a tragedy for the Israeli hostages, 60 of them or so, alive and dead, who are still being held in Gaza, and for their families. Some of those families are leading a massive protest that has been planned for Wednesday to oppose this move. And today, Gil Dickman, who is the cousin of a former hostage, Carmel Gat, who was murdered by her Hamas captors at the end of August, spoke at the Knesset and described an entire array of efforts to extort these families by the government so that they wouldn't speak up. He said he himself had been the subject of such extortion, and that in the view of what's happening now, of what he said is an illegal effort to basically tamper down any possibility of rescuing or freeing these hostages, and Netanyahu's effort at this power grab, he said that he would now speak out. So the question of the hostages is very much alive in the public sphere, but the government, the members of the government, are not speaking about it really, except for Netanyahu's finance minister, Bezalel Smotrich, who is urging the government to ignore any court rulings about the firing of the Shin Bet director, and who also announced just in the last hour that Israel should return to full force war in Gaza.
Noga, thank you very much for that. Noga Tarnopolsky reporting there for us from Tel Aviv.